This is the new Mountain Equipment Spyre Jacket. It's the latest lightweight, do it all without breaking the bank waterproof shell. It's nice and lightweight, it's nice and trim fitting, fairly minimalist in terms of features, and it uses Mountain Equipment's own brand new Drylight XP waterproof membrane. I'm going to run through some of the features of the jacket and talk about who it's aimed at, what the new membrane is like in terms of performance, and what I generally sort of think of the jacket having used it for a little while. Okay, so let's get into it. The new Drylight XP membrane is an evolution of Mountain Equipment's own brand Drylight waterproof membrane. It's the lower price point alternative to Gore-Tex, often quite considerably lower price point than Gore-Tex. It still offers great performance in terms of waterproofing and durability. It's not quite as windproof as Gore-Tex, so you don't get that sort of bomb-proof feeling when you put it on sometimes, but it is still a great performing jacket. There's Mountain Equipment products like the Karakoram mountain pants, which are Drylight waterproof and are much loved by winter climbers for their durability and waterproofness. So it's just because it's lower price doesn't mean it's necessarily poor performance. Drylight XP is a new version of it. It's a slightly more durable version of Drylight, so it's designed more for sort of all-day use in all seasons. This being a lightweight jacket probably isn't really too suitable for winter climbing or winter alpine mountaineering, things like that, but it is still a great all-round jacket. So features wise, we'll start off with the fit, which is Mountain Equipment's Alpine fit. It's a slightly trimmer fit, but not super skinny. So for reference, this is a size large and I'm 6 foot. So you can see, still got a good amount of length which you can adjust with the draw cord adjusters, and you can seal out drafts if you need to. It's nice and slim around the body, so you've not got any excess fabric flopping around, so if you are scrambling, you won't get anything caught on any sticks or bits of rock sticking out. It has nice articulated arms, so you can quite easily raise your arm and you don't get huge amounts of lift on the jacket, which is nice. It feels nice and unrestricted. You've got hip zips under the arm, so if you are a bit of a sweater when it comes to mountaineering, then you've got that, so you can dump a little bit of extra heat. You've also got 2 hand pockets which sit nice and high up on the jacket, and also double as vents with a sort of mesh liner on the inside. The hood isn't really helmet compatible. In a pinch it will just about go over a climbing helmet, but it's certainly not really designed to do, so it's more your sort of hiker, occasional scrambler, runner sort of use. You've got a nice full length zip with a storm flap on the outside and water resistant treatment to it, and the cuffs are part elasticated, part velcro, so you can get a nice tight seal over a pair of gloves if you need to. You probably wouldn't get a pair of thick winter gloves out underneath these, but any sort of soft shell or thinner gloves that you might be wearing just on when you get to the summit in the UK, if any sort of UK hills in spring, and quite often it's a lot colder up there than it is down in the valley, you'll get a nice seal over your gloves with the cuff sealers. So the Drylight XP membrane, it's nice and lightweight. It does feel very breathable. On the inside you've got this sort of textured fabric, so it doesn't feel horribly clammy against your skin if you are just wearing it over a t-shirt. I've just walked up to here on quite a humid day with a jumper and a fleece on underneath it, and I haven't started to sweat or anything like that, so it does definitely feel nice and breathable. It packs down reasonably small. It's not going to compete with your super light running specific jackets, but it is going to keep you a lot drier than one of those. So if you are just after one jacket to do a lot of things, then this is certainly a good option.